Awesome. Hey everyone, it's Tycho here with Your Voice Media, and I'm talking to the director of this amazing, amazing film, Ms. Josephine Decker. Now, my first question for you is this. Now, the animation in The Sky is Everywhere and the imagery in the film is very bold. It's like 3D-like, and it's so appealing to the eye from like the colors in the sunset to the musical notes jumping in the screen. Creative direction wise, why did you decide to use these effects? And how do you think this really helped tell the story?
I love practical effects. I think I'm a sucker for those old style movies. And this
Okay.
film, it has this kind of handmade feeling. Like Lennie is a teenager. She likes to write notes to herself on pieces of paper and poems on pieces of paper. I wanted the film to feel like she could have made it herself, even all of the effects. And so we did the opening, has this crazy like universe being ripped up around her, was all handmade. We did it. We worked with the stop motion company to hand make that world. And then for instance, when she and Joe lie down in the roses and during this like listening to Bach scene, the roses, originally it was written that the roses just like dance. It was going to be a big CGI thing. And I was like, I just think this, like, ideally this whole thing could be a dance number. How could it be a dance number?
Right.
And so the roses kind of come to life and dance around them, and then Lennie and Joe sort of start to dance. So I just really wanted the whole thing to have this texture, like you could make it yourself.
I love that. Now you adapted the novel into a film. Now, sometimes not everything from the book makes the movie. There's changes, there's tweaks. How much of the film did you want to mirror the novel? And were there any additions you wanted to add to relate to today's generation?
It's interesting. I had a lot of conversations with Jandy about that. Like, how do you bring the novel into now? Or like, what is it, because she wrote it, gosh, I don't know what year it was released, but it's been a minute.
Mhm.
And she was like, I just think there's, it's that funny thing of, she's like, everybody needs every time that's come before them. We all need the generations past. And
Yeah.
this, in a way, this vision of a teenager is kind of a 90s thing. People throw rocks at each other's windows. You know what I mean? That's
Mhm.
that's
Very
like a
old school act.
pre-text. Yeah,
Yeah.
pre-texting and internet moment. You couldn't like just ping somebody, DM them on Instagram or whatever. Um, but I really, but I also think that it's just a healthy reminder that is still available and exists. And I felt like that there were so many classic aspects of the novel that it is in a way very timeless. It doesn't happen now. It doesn't happen in the 90s. It's sort of outside of time, and we sort of heightened a lot of the visuals to make it feel like that. It kind of feels like a fairy tale, I think, sometimes.
Yeah.
So yeah, I feel like there's one other part of your question that I forgot. What's the other part?
No, I think that you
Okay.
answered everything in one. So that was a beautiful answer. Now, my last question to wrap up here is this. What was the best part about directing the film? And why should folks watch The Sky is Everywhere?
Oh, well, the best part of directing it, gosh, I love collaborating. I got to work with so many incredible people working on this film, from our amazing young actors who just floored me every day, and then also established actors, Jason Segel and Cherry Jones. But also, I got to tell a story that was important to me. I got to geek out on classical music, and also I think when you make art, you're always also processing your own stuff. And I think I got to process my own grief and joy and love through this movie. And I really hope that, what, if there's a reason to watch it, it's really like, I think maybe for me in this moment, it's so easy to feel alone and lonely, and like, maybe that, I think sometimes when we get really isolated, it's easier to be really hard on ourselves and feel like I made a mistake and I failed at this and I failed at that. And Lennie is making a lot of mistakes, but she's also learning and growing, and having a richer experience with each one of them, and ultimately is forgiven for those and forgives herself, and ultimately I think grows and gets closer to herself. So I hope that we can find compassion and like a little bit of wholeness there, if that's possible through art. But it's a
Or
challenging time. It's a good time to feel less alone.
well, definitely, folks, do not feel any kind of alone, as The Skies Everywhere definitely debuts and streams on Apple TV February 11th. Thank you so much. You did an amazing job
Thanks.
directing, and I can't see more
Oh,
from you direct. Let's
oh,
bring back the old
thanks.
classic feel, Josephine. I'm excited.
Oh, that's so sweet of you. I'm so grateful. Thanks for putting us on your platform. Appreciate
Of
it.
course. Thank you.